I thought I was done with journalism because it seemed like it had lost its meaning and function in society. Journalism used to mean speaking truth to power to facilitate the development and harmony of society. But these days, the motivations behind many news stories don't seem to be for the good of the people. After deep reflection, I had to accept that journalism is both my passion and my calling. And I owe a duty to humanity to do whatever is in my power to carry out that duty. And I refuse to let journalism go down without a fight. So I'm back, 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 back again, again. I'm back to report on a story that I think people could benefit from more than any other public interest story covered today. And that's, my friends, is peace and conflict. How to manage conflict and how to practice peace. Because I'm tired of watching you people fighting online. And as an informed individual that I am, simply saying everyone is stupid is unfair and quite honestly lazy. And if I have such a problem with it, I need to do something about it. Maybe people were just never taught how to deal with conflict, but I'm willing to bring you that education. You see, when I got my master's in public policy and dispute resolution, it completely changed how I saw conflicts. It introduced me to mediation skills that I use for my own personal peace and to bring peace to my relationships. When I was finally honest with myself, I was able to make peace with myself. For example, we live in a world where people say things are not that deep. However, I am that deep. And that's okay. In the words of the great Victor Wembenyama, I refuse to carry the burden of having to hide my emotions. I was able to be honest with myself that wielding my intelligence by being a contrarian just for the sake of being a contrarian is not very nice. And just because I disagreed with people didn't make me a conservative. After 10 years single, within 2 years of learning dispute resolution, I got married. I was able to forgive my father and I repaired my relationship with my mother by simply shifting my perspective. And I'm a happier person for it. I'm experiencing peace like I've never experienced in my entire life. I'm experiencing peace that I didn't know was possible. And honestly, that's what has me so excited. Dispute resolution changed my life, and I want to share it with you so it can change your life as well. You guys need to stop fighting online. Is enough. That's not what the internet was created for. And you actually do have the ability to put an end to it right now. Because I absolutely refuse to believe that all of this ends with us killing each other. I'm just not going to go for that. Okay. So we're going to find a solution together to this together. Usually hear about mediation, negotiation, and arbitration in legal proceedings, in legal matters. But when I tell you it blew my mind how there it blew my mind how many real gems were hidden within these theories that if they were taken and applied to real world situations, it could drastically transform the rate at which everyday people find themselves in problem. Also, as an Igbo girl where I be from Nigeria, mediation is a part of Igbo culture. And so it is in my blood, you see it, to help bring peace to this land. And that's what I'm going to do through my journalism, whether people like it or not. I don't need to reel out statistics. Everyone has noticed the rise in conflict all around us. And if you haven't noticed, my sweet darling, that means you're probably the one causing the trouble. But it's okay. No one taught you. I'm here to teach you. You see, technology brought us together, at the same time divided us. Currently, conflicts are handled on two opposite ends of the spectrum, either war, violence, aggression, insult, dehumanization on one end, or passive aggressiveness and straight up avoidance on the other end. And I just want to explore the middle ground where compromise, diplomacy, compassion, understanding lies. Okay. All these peace organizations have existed before you and I were born, but conflict has continued to rise. So, I'm not saying I know more than them. I don't have the resources or nothing, but maybe, just maybe we should try a different approach. I don't know. My hypothesis is, and also the driver of this mission, is if more people had access to conflict resolution knowledge and the skills, maybe they could practice it on a day to day. And one person at a time, we can start to cultivate a culture of peace. And bit by bit, we eventually get closer to a more peaceful world. So those people at the top can do their things, and we can walk up to meet them in the middle, and peace can be solved. I always dreamt of adding something positive to the world. And as a black woman, an African, an American, and living in this huge American city, really tried to convince me, even you, that I'm not in a position of power or influence to make big strides towards peace. But I have my voice and the spirit of the ancestors in my veins, and I can start the conversation. Can start teaching everyone now, because we can't still be waiting for peace to trickle down from the UN, or I'm not going to name any other peace organization. But I can put this valuable knowledge into the hands of people that truly need it, and hope to God that they use it and adopt it in their daily life as a daily practice. Because if you can focus, if you can become addicted to your phone, if you can learn to use your phone every day, you can pause before you start yelling at somebody. Okay. My name is Adira, and this is Solving for Peace. Through these videos, I want to share real world applications of conflict resolution skills and new ways about thinking of conflict to equip you to transform the conflict in your life. A large part of what makes me so deep is that despite being American, I spent 7 of my most formative years being raised by my grandparents in Nigeria. My grandma was a teacher and my grandfather was a journalist. In hindsight, I realized I got an informal class in mediation and peacekeeping by watching them offer wise counsel to so many people over the years. I chose today, July 15th, to launch because my grandma passed 2 months ago, and today would have been her birthday. And she was a bold woman, and I can only aspire to be just as bold. Her nickname, Obioho, translates to be at peace with oneself, especially spiritually. I became a journalist coincidentally to follow in my grandfather's footsteps because he believed our purpose on earth was to serve humanity. So, this entire project is inspired and dedicated to them because they are both now my ancestors guiding me. And I hope you will join us in solving for peace.